p.m. Welcome to the city of North Miami, one of the best in the nation. Today is Tuesday, February 26, 2013, sitting at the North Miami Council Chambers, 776 Northeast 125th Street, in the heart of the city, North Miami, Florida. To call the meeting into order, I'm going to call on the Chief of Police to lead us into the Pledge of Allegiance.
Theoretically, you can't do anything without a quorum. Pledge allegiance. Come on, Chief. Sorry about that.
Everybody can please put your right hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief. I think for the invocation this evening is Rabbi Lang. Rabbi Lang is not here. Mr. City Manager, would you do invocation for us, please?
Mr. Lang is here. Rabbi Lang is here.
He's
Where's he
here.
at?
He's outside somewhere.
Okay, can we bring Rabbi Lang in, please?
We have a Rabbi Ricky too here.
Okay. While we're waiting for, okay.
Wanted to make it interesting.
Come on up.
There you go.
That's right.
You made your entrance, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Rabbi Lang, for being here with us this evening to deliver the invocation. We love your invocation because what you do, you usually give us a speech, then after that you pray, which is
That's exactly what's going to happen tonight.
which is a good mix.
First of all, I need to apologize. This morning, I was supposed to be at a ribbon cutting, but I was in Tallahassee for my son's birthday, and there were storms, and the plane got in very, very late. That's one answer. The other one is, I thought it was tomorrow. Sorry. For those of you, but what's good is you would have heard the same thing. Okay, first, I want to thank the city, and I want to tie this in. This week in the Jewish religion was Purim. Purim is similar in one way to Halloween, and that's that we dress up in costumes. There's no other connection, but it's that we dress up in costumes. Now, first, Mrs. Mayor, who's not here today, did not appreciate my outfit. The theme was kings and queens, and I decided to come as a king dressed as a queen. And our mayor's wife told me basically that I was an ugly, cross-dressing king. I personally thought that I was quite attractive, but no one else seemed to agree. However, the theme of the party, which is Purim, has to do with something that's very important. First, masks. During the holiday of Purim, people put their masks on. The problem is that you have to remove it. There are a lot of people who wear a mask all the time, and we don't know who they are. Now, the suggestion is this. If you present yourself as someone else, people will dislike you anyway, because if someone's going to dislike you, they're going to. So I want to now teach something that I learned. As a psychologist in school, Dr. Tauber said the following: if someone doesn't like you because you're Jewish, because you're black, because you're Haitian, it's not anything that you could do. And what Dr. Tauber said, it's not your business what people think about you. Now mind your own business. What it means is this: if someone doesn't like me because I'm Jewish, I can't change that. If they don't like me because I'm black or Haitian, that's who I am. That's not my problem. That's their problem. Our job is to do the best we can. And if someone doesn't like us, mind your own business, which means it doesn't matter, because there are ignorant people everywhere. Now with Purim, the idea of the mask is this: if you try to appease people by acting a certain way, some will like you, some will dislike you, but then you always have to put on this act. If you remove the mask and you're who you are, again, some will like you and some will dislike you, but you never have to be worried of being found out. You never have to worry about a lie being discovered. You need to be direct. You need to say what you feel. And in life, if you say what you feel, you will ruffle feathers. It says that if there is a rabbi in a community that everyone likes, he's not a good rabbi. If there's a rabbi in a community that no one likes, he's not a good rabbi. Because if you say the truth, if our commissioner, if our mayor, if our police chief does what everyone likes, they're not doing their job. So for Purim, what we learn is you have to stand up for what you think is right and accept the consequences of your action. If you do that, you could sleep at night. And like Dr. Tauber says, if you do this and people don't like you, it's not your business, it's their problem. I was recently at an event with my wife and my daughter. I went into a hotel room where my daughter was sleeping with a friend. Not sleeping, they were watching TV. Someone said, I saw the rabbi going into the room with a woman. Now, I could have called up and said, my wife and my daughter. But I didn't even think about justifying. You know why? If someone wants to find something wrong, they'll find it. They want to say something, they'll say it. Don't try to defend yourself if you didn't do anything wrong. That's their problem, not yours. As long as you know what's right, then everything is all right. What I hope and pray is that all the people that represent us are who they are. That they're who they say they are. And that they follow through on what they say, and they be proud of what they stand for, even with the fact that other people might not agree. I am proud, and by the way, Scott, the mayor, Mr. Blinn, or Councilman Blinn, Councilman Scott, sorry, Mayor Pierre, Mrs. Mayor Pierre, and a number of the people, and our police chief, were at our Purim event. The mayor came as a mayor. The chief came as a chief. I'm still not sure what Michael came as with this costume and all different things. And Scott, I'll leave up to your imagination. What I liked is this, and I know I'll get now the looking at the watch. We had a Jewish holiday at Beth Moshe, and it was represented by members of the community. Some Jewish, some Gentile, some white, some black, some straight, some gay. And you know what? That's who we are. And we should never try to be anything else. I am blessed with the city that I live in. And what I ask God to do is to bless everyone. From our city manager, everyone here on the dais, all the people, those I mentioned. By the way, I had the privilege of going to Israel with this lovely young lady. I hope to do that with others. And we have so many people here. Be who you are. May God bless you to be strong enough to stand up for who you are, Never let anyone stop you from speaking what you believe. Don't be afraid if people dislike you for your beliefs. We live in America, and we're allowed to have our beliefs. And be very proud of the city in which you live, and make sure that if there are people you don't agree with, not dislike, agree with, then vote. But don't speak ill of anyone. You know, when people run for office, something absurd happens. Nice people become rude. You don't have to dislike the person running against you. You run on your quality, on your ability, on what you want to do, not on what the other person is not doing. You don't have to be afraid to shake that person's hand. You don't have to worry about being nice. Run on what you believe, but let's not get nasty, because we all want North Miami to still be, what is it, Mayor? What did we become? One of the 10 best cities in the United States. Do you all think that happened by accident? When some of you speak about our mayor, our commissioners, well, how did we become one of the 10 best if people aren't doing their job? How come our crime rate is doing so well? Good chief, good everybody. You could disagree, but you can't be nasty. May God bless us to have the intelligence and the wisdom to bite our tongue, to stand up for what we believe, be healthy and happy. That's enough, no?
Hey, listen, preach on.
That's it. Usually I have food, so people don't mind when I keep speaking. God bless you. And by the way, everyone who lives in North Miami is really lucky. Our city is great. We all need to improve ourselves, and our city needs to improve certain things. But we're lucky. This is a great community. People need to become colorblind, religion blind, and everything else blind. You know, something very important, and I promise I'll speak. I'll finish. God doesn't have eyes, but he sees. God doesn't have ears, but he hears. Sometimes we have to close our ears, close our mouth, both open our eyes and close our eyes at the right time. I am through. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you. Rabbi, just hold on one second. Councilman Blaine is only the Jewish person sitting on the dais here, and I think he has a presentation to make. Can I ask the city council to please step down along with the...
First of all, Miss Sterling and I in Israel, so you should know, not only...
I was almost Jew.
That's right. She's 80% Jewish. We jumped her. We threw salt on her. She ate kosher food. And she took care of my father. You don't understand. She observed the Sabbath, but my dad, who was 80, thank God he's alive, this young lady made sure that he was always taken care of. And it was just a real nice experience. And I would love to invite all of you to come.
Sure.
Okay, I'm moving.
You're moving, hey. Thank you, Rabbi. We have a city proclamation for you and your temple, Rabbi, and it reads as follows. Whereas Temple of Beth Moshe has been in our city for, 40-some-odd years, correct?
47.
47 years, which is older than most of you. Whereas the Beth Moshe congregation has many generations of families and values and roots, continues to have a mission for the virtue and teaching of the Torah and Judaism. Whereas Beth Moshe congregation celebrates Purim, the hospital festival of the Jewish holiday, commemorating deliverance of the Jew from our enemies, as told by the biblical book of Esther, my wife. Whereas Purim is usually celebrated on the 14th of Adar in the month of March, wherever in the observation of leap year, celebrated 1 month before Passover, and how we got that in there. Whereas the city of North Miami recognizes Beth Moshe congregation as they celebrated their Jewish holiday, hosting Purim Masquerade Ball. Therefore, in consideration of foregoing, our wonderful mayor, Andrew Pierre, city of North Miami, considers this the day of Beth Moshe, February 23rd, 2013. Thank you, and we recognize you.
We have an early childhood at Beth Moshe, which, by the way, is the #1 early childhood in Dade County. We started VPK, if there's anyone that you know, VPK affords free education from 9 to 12. There are a lot of people who are working and they just need that extra help. Beth Moshe, yes, it's a Jewish school. Many of our students are not Jewish. Beth Moshe also has a program that we're affiliated with called the Chesed Foundation. We raise money all year to feed people. It doesn't feed Jewish people, it feeds people. And if there's anyone that you know that is in need, we only have a limited amount, and for whoever's watching, there is a committee that checks, but we're there to provide help for people that might need. We have doctors who are in our congregation who will see people. We have dentists. They're not going to give you a brand new set of dentures, but if there's an emergency, God forbid a root canal, something, people will take care of it. So I want you to know that Beth Moshe is not a building in the community. It's part of the community, and part of its responsibility is to help anyone in the community, whether it be financial, emotionally, whether it be with medical, and the school is great. So if anyone needs, all you need to do is call us up, or you could speak to my next door neighbor, the mayor. And no, I'm serious, his children helped us, went to our camp, and really were a wonderful part of it. So we're there for everyone, and thank you.
Thank you, Rabbi.
I was trying to get over here and Michael came on.
Very good. Ready?
No flash. That's okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I did that on purpose.
Congratulations. Now they're going to spend it.
We have no special presentations.
Right.
Thank you again, Rabbi. To move on with the agenda today, and before we set the agenda, we have our friend from the State Senate, State Senator Oscar Brennan. He would like to give us what they call a pre-session legislative update. Please welcome Senator Oscar Brennan to the great city of North Miami.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. I wanted to stop by briefly before we head up to Tallahassee. Session starts next week, and we've got legislative priorities from you guys, representation there, and some things that you guys wanted to see. Just wanted to let you know we have that. While I'm in Tallahassee, though, my office is still open here. If there's anything that we need locally, and Ms. Katia St. Fleur will be there at the office and be here at your beck and call, whatever you need. As you know, we have some priorities going in. One of our number one priorities, the mayor, Councilman Marcellus and Councilman Blinn, and I got your Facebook, Councilman Galvin, that you wanted to be there, is the Dessalines Victor Free and Fair Act. And I want to thank you all for your leadership in this city to make sure that we get that passed, to make sure that we don't have the logistical problems and some of the just general problems we had with elections last year. So we're fighting, and we're going to keep sure and making sure that North Miami continues to be one of the top 10 cities in my district. I'm sorry, I mean in the country. But again, wanted to be brief. I think the rabbi took most of my time, so I'm going to... And also here for anything that you guys wanted to let me know before we head up there, I'm here.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure if the manager already delivered to your office or to you our wish list. If that has not happened yet, we will deliver the package to you. And I think the manager was working on that as recent as a couple weeks ago. So that will get over to you. Okay. Any issues for the senator? Anyone else? No. Okay.
Good to see you.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Nice seeing you, and we'll see you on Did Days. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And last year, thank you so much for taking me around, meeting with the Speaker of the House, with the Senate President.
And we'll meet the new one this year. So,
this year. Okay, thank you.
All right.
Enjoy. Bye-bye. Okay, Mr. City Manager, any additions, deletions, amendment, deferrals to the agenda?
We got to call the roll.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I respectfully request under Section 8, We will make this tab G1. This is a parent item to tabs tabs L and tab M.
Okay.
So this,
So that would become the add-on would become tab G1. Anything else?
that's it.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
question procedurally. If we approve G1 ahead of L and M, does that mean that we can't approve L and M? Or an
I'll
L
have
and
to
M
defer to
still?
council.
Say again?
I would have
City
to defer
attorney.
to council.
Well, let me just say a couple of things. The first is, as you know, once the agenda's closed, in order for you to add an item, it has to be an emergency motion, and it has to be passed by a supermajority, 4/5 of you. Once it becomes part of the agenda, then whatever else is on there with respect to M and what was your question?
That-
L and
L
M?
and M.
No, you can vote up or down.
Okay, because
I think
I
it's-
love those guys. I don't want to
You
not
can-
be able to vote for them because we did G1 just because we made a procedural thing or something.
Right. So once you if you pass G1, then you can vote that up or down
Gotcha.
accordingly.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. That's the only question I have.
Okay. Mr. City Clerk, roll call.
Vice Mayor Steriel,
Here.
Councilman Galvin,
Here.
Mayor Pierre,
Here.
Councilman Marcellus,
Here.
Councilman Bland.
Here.
Mayor, we have a quorum.
Let the record reflect that we do have a quorum to conduct the business of the people this evening. Presentation of the winners of the Black History Month 2013 Art and Essay Contest.
Mayor and council, this presentation will be done by our librarian.
Good evening. At this time, I would like to invite all the contestants and the winners of the Black History Month Art and Essay Contest that are here to come up. I'd like to invite, please come up, the families, the sisters, the brothers, the grandparents, the uncles, the aunts, the moms and dads. Please come. We're very proud of them. The big family that is North Miami, the city of North Miami, is very proud of their work, as I'm sure their immediate family are very proud of them as our future artists and writers. This month, the library held a number of Black History Month celebrations, but the most important one that we had was the one that engaged the students in our community. My name is Lucia Gonzalez, and I am your library director. When we started the call for artists and writers, we sent out a message to all the schools in the area, to the elementary, middle schools, and high schools. A call for artists to submit their work. We had a total of 32 art submissions and 29 essay submissions. A panel met and they selected the top submissions, the finalists, and the winners at the 3 different levels, and they all got a big check, $100, $75, and $50. That was the best part of it, I think, the big winners. But the finalists also got a medal, a beautiful medal. So they were all winners. But they were winners because they participated, they entered, right? We were very thankful to the Friends of the North Miami Public Library, to the Oscar Thomas Foundation, and to the Miami Foundation for a Greater Miami that funded the program. And now I would like to call the president of the Friends of the North Miami Library to join us here and say a few words about the important program that they sponsored. Inez Couch, president of the Friends.
The Friends of the Library is established to assist the library and the community in all endeavors. We want to put out programs that benefit everyone. We want to be open and encompassing and provide a better life for our citizens and our kids. So we were just very, very happy that we were able to partner with the Oscar Thomas Foundation and put on this wonderful event. It was great. You should have been there. We had entertainment. We had wonderful children there. Did y'all have a good time? The cake didn't hurt either, right? Yeah. Okay. So I just want to thank you for the support that the community gives us, and please come visit our library.
And tonight we have Michael Ivory from North Miami Senior High. Michael, wave. We have Wesley Jean, 12th grader from North Miami Senior High. Those pioneers. And we have Chelsea Esu, 8th grader from JFK Middle School. And I thank them all for coming and joining us, and we're very proud of you for your work.
Can we have the city council come down so we can take a group photo? And we have some of the artwork. All of the artwork has been on view in the program room at the North Miami Public Library. And I know Chelsea was one of the art winners, so her artwork is here. The other two individuals from North Miami Senior High were essay contest winners.
Who gave those medals?
Councilman Blaine was there giving out the medals. And they were also very proud that he was putting the medals on them. So thank you very much.
You a student?
Oh, you want to put this in front of us?
Yeah.
At our feet kind of thing?
Yeah.
Is he here?
No.
Oh, looks like he should hold it.
Yeah, exactly. I'll let Agnes, otherwise we're going to photo of Agnes' purple phone. Agnes, you need to get in the photo. Yes. One, two. And one more for the one, two. Smiles. Congratulations, everyone. Thank you.
Congratulations again. Thank you so much.
All right. What do you think the shoes are doing?
I thought this was so unique.
Next we, sorry. Next we're gonna call on Rabbi Ricky for a brief couple minutes of presentation. We're gonna do that next. I'm sorry.
Come back up and come back down?
No, you can stay there.
Stay down?
You can stay down there. Okay. Rabbi Ricky from the Desert Museum.
Thank you, Mayor. How, do you remember me?
Yeah, next is.
Well, it is not every day you get to see two rabbis in one evening, especially a woman rabbi. There are a lot of people who never seen a woman rabbi, so you got to see it. I'm here for a very special announcement and a very special invitation to you. The first rabbi who was here talked to you about a Jewish holiday that talks about masks. One day a year when Jewish people put on masks. I'm actually going to talk to you about the fact is I'm putting an event in the Desert Collection, which is a car museum. All of you who love cars, like Batmobile, the collection of James Bond, $140 million worth of cars. This is where it is. It's right here in North Miami. But I'm putting an event about actually people who are willing to take off their mask. There will be 2 very special guests who are coming all the way from Israel straight to North Miami to talk and be the voice. This is the magazine that's called Voice, because they're going to be talking about people who cannot talk to you. They cannot be interviewed, and they cannot be having pictures taken off of them because they are minors. The only thing they can do is make pictures. And the reason is, these are children. I'm talking about taking off masks. Most Jewish people don't like to talk about their problem because everything is fine and dandy in their homes. The truth is that in Israel, there is a place called the Village of Love for children who were taken by the court system outside, out of their own homes, because it was too risky to be actually raised in these homes that were very abusive. And finally, this person, 19-year-old, received a special permission by the government to come and speak to people outside of Israel. So I'm putting together an event, and I would like to really invite all of you to come. Flyers are going to be out there, and one of them is a soldier's story. This is not, I do not want only Jewish people to be there. I want the entire community to come and welcome this particular soldier who's now in Israel, who's coming here to share his story. It will be wine and cheese at the Desert Collection Museum. The flyers are out there. And the very next day, it will be a brunch for women only. I'm sorry, men, because the singer who is singing during this brunch is not willing to sing in front of men. Women only. Some Orthodox Jewish women do not want to sing in front of men. But all of you guys, if you come on the March 13 to the Desert Museum, the Desert Car Collection, where you, Mayor, has been there many, many times, is that right?
Yes, yes.
I'd love for you to come, and I'd love for you to show support. I'd love to see your faces there, because we would like to be the voice, like this magazine, and I put the magazine right over there. Be a voice for children who cannot speak and need your support. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here. I appreciate it. We will be the voice for these kids over there. Thank you. Thank you. This is my husband over there taking a picture. Give him one on this side. The tall guy. He likes short women. What can I do? Please. Oh, reference. Okay, good.
Okay, thank you. Now we're going to do the employee of the quarter. We'll turn it over to Dr. Luman Glode, the deputy city manager.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, I have the distinct pleasure to introduce to you the City of North Miami Employee of the Quarter, Miss Andrea McDonald. Andrea. Can family members and friends who are here for the occasion come over as well? Please come over, everyone. Come up, all sitting in the mat.
And the other flower too. The other flower too. The live one.
Okay, let's go with the celebration. Miss Andrea McDonald served More people?
Andrea back there. There's a little Andrea back there.
Little Andrea, come up. Come on.
Hey, hi.
Miss Andrea McDonald served as the executive secretary at the office of the city manager for about 9 years. She is a fantastic human being, a great professional, and an extraordinary worker. By all consideration, I want to believe that she is a gift to the city of North Miami.
Yeah.
And of course, she is a precious gift to the city manager's office. I can spend hours talking and praising Andrea because she works for me. And I appreciate her very much for who she is. However, I want to read some of the sentiments that were expressed in her nomination by Pam Solomon, who nominated her. Pam wrote, "At times, the office of the city manager can be compared to Grand Central Station. There are constant visitors, phone calls, staff requests, email, meeting, etc. to greet, answer, appease, respond to, attend to, and coordinate, in that order. As such, our expert, multitasker in the office is Andrea McDonald." Ms. McDonald is skilled at keeping things running smoothly when the pace of the office is operating at match 2. She is a consummate professional and a true team player. She has the ability to make it happen, even if the task seems out of reach and falls in her lap at 5:15 when most of the employees have gone home for the evening. She does not think twice about staying late or coming early to ensure that special projects get done. She does so without displaying a hint of a temper or frustration. Ms. McDonald and Mayra Pineda. Mayra, you want to stand? Both of them, they make an outstanding administrative team for the city manager's office. In addition to being on the front of line of the city manager's office, Andrea is also responsible for organizing my daily work life, while also keeping the city manager, Pam Solomon, and several other staff on task. She backs off the mayor and council office staff, coordinates meetings for several advisory boards, and keeps intern and part-time on task as well. At the office of the city manager, we lean on Andrea for emotional support and advice daily. And we know many other staff that echo our sentiment. Ms. Andrea McDonald, thank you for being who you are, and congratulations. please accept the Employee of the Quarter. She has a beautiful photograph. Accept the Employee of the Quarter plaque with a beautiful professionally taken photograph. Miss M. McDonald, you want to say a few words? Of course.
This is my Oscar night. I really want to thank my mayor, my vice mayor, my representative for District 4, and the rest of the council. The city manager's office team is great. That's unspoken, spoken, or whatever you want to call it. Pam, I want to thank you for the nomination. We're close. Sometimes we think we're family. But I just want to say I truly enjoy what I do. And this shows you that you're never too old to be recognized for it. Thank you.
There's room over here. Yes.
Okay. No, we went to ask to start.
This for all. All right, faces forward. Two.
Thank you, family member. We're going to invite at this time. Oh, Pam, you haven't finished?
I'm just still snapping.
At this time, we want to invite our city manager's office, staff from the city manager's office, and the city manager, if he's here, to take a photograph with our Employee of the Quarter. And I want also to invite our department director, if you feel like coming, you're close enough to Andrea, Becky Jones, to come over and have a photograph.
I was rooting for you. I got collard greens.
This guy. Yes.
Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2. Hey,
Mr. City Manager, city events, announcements. I guess we turn it over to Pam.
Yeah, Mayor and Council, we're going to have Ms. Pam Solomon come up and give city events and also our 2013 progress report.
Good evening, Mayor and Council, and good evening, everyone here in the Council chambers and those watching us on Nomi TV 77. First, I'll begin with our city announcements of events that are coming up as we round out the month of February and head into the month of March. I would like to, on behalf of MoCA hosts ongoing activities and events on Wednesday evenings. MoCA My Moonlight is the series. Tomorrow they have a workshop called Arts for All, It's open at 7 p.m. and for MOCA members and North Miami residents, it's $10. For non-members, it's $15 to attend. You will learn about the work of contemporary artist Fred Tomaselli, and you will make your own artwork in his style. Materials are provided, and all skill levels of artists are welcome. For more information, we invite you to visit mocanomi.org or call MOCA at 305-893-6211. And once again, that's tomorrow, February 27th, right next door to City Hall at the Museum of Contemporary Art, located at 770 Northeast 125th Street. Earlier in the day tomorrow, we're hosting our closing festivities for the Black History Month celebrations that we've had here in the city of North Miami with a 5K walk and run to benefit the Sickle Cell Anemia Foundation of Miami. The registration begins at 3 p.m. and the race start time is at 3:30. It's at the Joe Celestine Center located at 1525 Northwest 135th Street. Entry fee is $10 for adults, $5 for children under 18, and we invite you to join us, join the city employees in our wellness initiative and the opportunity to raise funds for the cure of sickle cell anemia. The course will follow the perimeter of Claude Pepper Park. All entry fees and donations will be donated to the Sickle Cell Anemia Foundation of Miami, and we have those registration forms and waivers on our website at northmiamifl.gov/celebrate. Our Parks and Recreation Department is continuing to host the North Miami Farmers Market every Thursday here in the MOCA Plaza from 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. And we invite you to shop locally, eat healthy, and attend our workshops as well. There's 1 p.m. workshops on wellness and nutrition. The Parks and Recreation Department is also issuing farmers market updates that you can subscribe to. If you visit our website at northmiamifl.gov, you can click on subscribe to e-news, and once you go into that area and enter your email address, you'll be able to subscribe to our newsletter, the NOMI News, or also choose to subscribe to Parks and Recreation e-news as well as farmers market updates. So we are adding ongoing information onto the website where you can subscribe to receive news on an ongoing basis from the city of North Miami. Our Family Fun Night series continues this Saturday. It's the first Saturday of every month through September. Our next event, once again, is this Saturday at Griffin Park, located at 12220 Griffin Boulevard. The time varies each month, so we invite you to visit our website at northmiamifl.gov/celebrate. Come out with your family, meet your neighbors at the park, enjoy an evening of music, bounce houses, children activities, face painting, and an outdoor movie, which this month we're featuring Hotel Transylvania. For more information, contact the Parks and Recreation Department at 305-895-9840. And last but not least, I'd like to just remind you, it is tax season. We do have our volunteer income tax assistance program at the Sunkist Grove Community Center. It's open every Tuesday and Thursday evening from 6:30 to 8:30. You can contact Maurice Laguerre at Sunkist Grove Center Monday through Friday after 12 o'clock. At 305-685-5461. Once again, that number is 305-685-5461 to put your name on the list, or you can also, we accept walk-in appointments. Our volunteers are IRS certified and they are trilingual. They speak English, Spanish, and Creole, and they will help you with any tax-related questions as well as prepare your income tax returns for this year. So please take advantage of our volunteer income tax assistance program. Moving on, I'd like to share with you the next on the agenda is the Progress 2013 projects. These projects are all of the projects that were funded through the Biscayne Landing revenue allocation that was memorialized at our last council meeting here in the council chambers. We recently launched a website, a web page rather, which is an extension of our website that is located on our web at northmiamifl.gov/Progress 2013. And the reason why we're calling it Progress 2013 is all of those projects are so varied in nature. they're all following under that umbrella. So we're naming them Progress 2013. We're moving forward. As you can see, our Dunya has brought up the web page, and this is the front page of our web. If you click on the logo Progress 2013, which is up on top, that will take you directly to our microsite, the Progress 2013 site. There you will see a synopsis, a summary of how those projects were funded. And if you click on projects, it actually brings up the list of projects and a project table where we will have ongoing updates as well as the allocations and eventually the costs and the status updates. So this is meant for you, our taxpayers here in North Miami, to inform you of what is happening with each and every one of those projects until they are completed on an ongoing basis. So we invite you to check the web often. We do have a lot of information available on our website, and this is just one more tool to keep you informed. Thank you.
Thank you, Pam. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So move.
Has been moved, seconded. Anyone wishes to record no? Hearing none. Tab D, Mr. City Clerk.
Apparently, items D and E are quasi-judicial matters. If anyone intends to speak on item D or E, you would have to be sworn in. So if you intend to speak on item D or E, may you please stand up and raise your right hand. Attorneys, there's an exception for attorneys, but if you want to take the oath, you can take the oath as well.
It wouldn't matter, not tell the truth.
Okay. All right, may you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you? I'm doing this for you, Mr. De La Gloria.
I understand that.
Can you stand up and raise your right hand, please?
Okay,
Yeah.
you just
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you very much, Mr. De La Gloria. Tab D, an ordinance of the Mayor and City Council of the City of North Miami, Florida, adopting a small-scale land use amendment to the City of North Miami Comprehensive Plan Future Land Use Map for the property generally located on the northwest quadrant of Northeast 135th Street and 6th Avenue, consistent of 5 adjacent lots totaling approximately 1.1 acres in size, from a medium-density residential land use designation to a high density residential land use designation, and to expand the neighborhood redevelopment overlay NRO district boundary depicted on the future land use map to include the subject property in order to allow for the proposed redevelopment of the vacant site consistent with the intent of the city comprehensive plan, further authorizing the city manager to do all things necessary to effectuate the subject land use amendment as required by Florida law, providing for conflicts, severability, and an effective date.
This is the second reading of Tab D. Public hearing is open on Tab D. Public hearing is still open on Tab D. Public hearing is not closed on Tab D. Any discussion from the dais? Hearing none. Can I get a motion to approve?
Move it.
Okay.
Second.
Has been moved and seconded. Mr. City Clerk, roll call.
Councilman Galvin,
Yes.
Mayor Pierre,
Yes.
Councilman Marcellus,
Yes.
Councilman Blen,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Steril. Yes. Item passes 5-0.
Okay, thank you. Before we move on to Tab E, I forgot to go into my what I call little non-black history fact. I think I mentioned this before. If you go on my Facebook, there are little non-black history fact that, you know, once in a while I go in there and the city put that information in there. But just a little non-black history fact that back in last year, the U.S. Census reports that 26% of African Americans and 25% of Hispanic Americans are living below the federal poverty line, compared to about 4% of white Americans. So, for every 4 African Americans that you'll meet down the street, that one of them is living below the federal poverty guidelines. Another one is in 1976, the first black ever elected statewide to the first black ever elected statewide happened in 1976, and that was Joseph Woodrow Hatchett. And that's it to the south. So I'm assuming that they're referring to the state of Florida, not South Florida, the state of Florida, state of Alabama, Georgia, and probably Louisiana. So, and just a couple others. It was not until 1976 that the state of Kentucky ratified the 13th Amendment, which is which abolished slavery. That didn't happen until 1976.
Can I throw in there that Mississippi only did that last week? Believe it or not, Mississippi only ratified the 13th Amendment last week.
Wow. Okay, thank you. Just a couple more. In 2010, the state of Alabama prison officials banned all prisoners from reading Slavery by Another Name. It wasn't still recently that I finally got around to Slavery by Another Name, and basically the ban still remains in effect. I don't know what it does for the prisoners, but the state of Alabama passed laws basically prevent all prisoners from reading or watching slavery by another name. And I saw some of the I guess the essay contest that talk about Rosa Parks. I guess, you know, not much need to be said about Rosa Parks. In 1955, she was arrested for refusing to give up her seat to a white passenger on a city bus in Alabama. So just a little bit of non-black history fact, and if you go on my Facebook, you'll see that a few of them are posted there. Thank you. Tab E.
In ordinance of the Mayor and City Council of the City of North Miami, Florida, amending Chapter 29 of the City Code of the City of North Miami Code of Ordinances entitled Land Development Regulations by amending the City of North Miami official zoning map referenced in Article 1, Section 1-106 to reflect the rezoning of an area consistent of 8 contiguous lots located on the northwest quadrant of Northeast 135th Street and Northeast 6th Avenue, totaling approximately 2.1 acres in size, and generally identified as lots 1, 2, 3, 11, and 12, currently zoned R5, and lots 13, 14, and 15, currently zoned R4 of Block 1, Smallwood Manor subdivision, from the current R4 and R5 multifamily residential zoning designation to an R6 multifamily residential zoning designation, and to further expand the neighborhood redevelopment overlay (NRO) district boundary depicted on the official zoning map to include the subject lots 1, 2, 3, 11, and 12 in order to allow the future redevelopment of the vacant site consistent with the intent of the City of North Miami Comprehensive Plan, providing for conflicts, severability, and an effective date.
Public hearing is open on tab E. This is the second reading of tab E. Public hearing still open. Public hearing is not closed on tab E. Any additional discussion from members of this city council? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Has been moved, has been seconded. Mr. City Clerk, roll call.
Mayor Pierre?
Yes.
Councilman Marcellus?
Yes.
Councilman Bland?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Steril? Yes. Councilman Galvin?
Yes.
Measure passes 5-0.
Mr.
Okay.
Mayor?
Thank you.
Hi.
Yes.
John Della Gloria, obviously representing the applicant. First of all, good evening to you. I just want to, again, thank you. I know that you recognize the value of this project, and I personally want to thank the council for being unanimous in their support. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, John, and we love to see you in this great city, and, you know, as I said, you got a great partner and you got a great project, so I don't see any reason why it should not be a reality as quickly as possible.
Just so you know, the project is moving along at a great pace, and it's going to happen.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. City Clerk, tab F.
In ordinance of the Mayor and City Council of the City of North Miami, Florida, establishing an additional homestead exemption for certain low-income qualifying senior citizens who are long-term residents pursuant to Article 7, Section 6D, Florida Constitution, and Section 196.075, Florida Statutes, to be applied to taxes levied by the city in accordance with Section 29-8 Miami-Dade Code of Ordinances as amended from time to time, and further providing that a copy of this ordinance be filed with Miami-Dade County Property Appraiser, providing for the annual submission of a sworn statement to the property appraiser, allowing supporting documentation, providing for a waiver of exemption, providing for commencement of exemption, providing for repeal, conflicts, severability, codification, and an effective date.
This is the second reading of Tab F. Public hearing is now open on Tab F. Anyone wishes to be heard on Tab F, please come forward. Hearing none. Public hearing is now closed on Tab F. Any additional discussion from members of the City Council on Tab F?
Move approval.
Okay, has been moved. Has been seconded. Mr. City Clerk, roll call.
Councilman Marcellus? Oh, sorry. Councilman Glenn?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Steril?
Yes.
Councilman Galvin?
Yes.
Mayor Pierre?
Yes.
Councilman Marcellus? Measure passes 4-0.
4-0. Thank you. Tab G.
A resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, providing for the submission of the electors' proposed amendments to the city of North Miami charter as amended pursuant to section 6.03 of the Miami-Dade County Charter and section 6-49 of the city of North Miami Code of Ordinances, and in accordance with the comprehensive review and recommendations of the city of North Miami Charter Review Board, as reviewed, revised, and approved for submittal by the mayor and city council, providing for requisite ballot language for submission to the electors for approval or disapproval, calling for an election on the proposed amendments to the city charter to be held on May 14, 2013, providing for notice of election, providing for procedure for balloting, providing for inclusion in the city charter, providing for severability, providing for an effective date, and for all other purposes.
Okay, we have Tab G, which consists of 6 different ballot questions that will be submitted to the registered voters in the city of North Miami. Public hearing is now open on Tab G. Anyone wishes to be heard on Tab G, please come forward. Public hearing still open on Tab G. Public hearing is now closed on Tab G. My only issue with Tab G, I mean, I got 3 issues with Tab G. The first one, I don't think that, I don't, you know, and I think we all have talked about this. I don't think that the provisions that are, I mean, the issue in terms of when the 4-year term of the mayor should take effect should be beginning of the election in 2017. Because if we do it in 2015, then the current mayor, not this current mayor, but the current mayor who would be mayor in 2013, basically would have, would be benefiting that additional 4 years, would make it probably 10 years mayor. So I think, you know, it should start on 2000.
It would be 6 years.
Well,
they'll have a 2-year term and a 4-year term.
Okay, so I think, you know, I mean, you know, I think, you know, this city council should keep it consistent and make sure that is to be started in 2017. So that's one friendly amendment that I would suggest to this council. I know this is a recommendation from the Charter Review Board, but I think, you know, it should be in 2017 rather than 2015 because that current mayor should finish serving out his term, which is 2 terms, and term limit out. Then from there, the new mayor who gets elected in 2017 will have the opportunity to serve those 2 terms. So I'm not sure. How do you want us to?
Yeah, if it would be your pleasure, Mr. Mayor and Council, I would ask that you vote up or down each ballot question.
Okay.
And if there are any changes to be made, then you can change accordingly, and then we can move from there.
No problem.
So going from the first one, which is the appraisals required for a sale of property, if you'd like, I could read the question, or we can just move forward if you have any
no,
questions.
that's the problem. We definitely would do that. I was just concerned about the resolution itself, but I guess within those ballot questions refers back to the resolution.
Correct.
So
and
it's going to be there.
Right.
Okay, no problem.
It's going to be, the ballot will have each question, so.
Okay, so would you read ballot question 1?
Number 1, appraisals required for sale of property. The charter currently provides that no property of the city be sold for less than 90% of the appraised value of the property as determined by one MIA appraisal. It is proposed that the charter be amended to provide that the city obtain at least 2 MIA appraisals to more accurately determine property value. Shall the above described charter amendment be adopted?
Okay.
Move approval.
Okay, it has been moved in second. You say MIA, but it's written MAI.
What did I say? I'm sorry, MAI.
Okay, you say MIA referring to Miami. Okay.
MAI.
Okay, has been moved and seconded. Any discussion from the city council? I mean, we've been at this for a while, so has been motion seconded. Anyone wishes to record a no? Hearing none, ballot question 1 has been passed. Ballot question number 2.
Term of office of mayor. The charter currently provides that the mayor shall be elected for a term of 2 years. It is proposed that the charter be amended to provide that beginning with the year 2015, with the 2015 election, the mayor shall be elected for a 4-year term, not to exceed 2 consecutive terms.
Okay, that's the friendly amendment. 2017.
I oppose this.
Yeah, I have lots of questions. I
don't think the mayor should change his elected term. It should remain 2 years. So every 2 years, we'll have 3 individuals up for election. It's such a powerful office that only 2 years is necessary to do what he wants to accomplish, in my opinion. That's 4 years altogether. And to do that is to upset the way the city has been run in its history. The founding fathers and everyone before it and after it thought it was 2 years. And it was on a number of years ago, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, it was turned down. And I don't think the people think any differently of today, frankly. I haven't heard, unless someone wants to come up and voice against 2 years, no one said anything that it shouldn't be 2 years, I understand. But I'm pretty sure in their minds, in their hearts, that 2 years is the proper number.
Okay, Councilman Galvin?
Sure, I'd like to hear from the Charter Review Board why they even think this is a necessary move. I need to be convinced right now.
Okay, I believe we have 2 Charter Review Board members. I don't think anyone else is here.
Good evening, Carol Keys, 12550 Palm Road. I was one of those on the Charter Review Board that fought very hard to keep it at 2 years. I feel that 4 years for any mayor is enough for our city, and it does upset our voting process. And I think more importantly, this has gone on our ballot. This charter question has gone on for vote twice. I think the last 2 times we've had charter issues, and both times the citizens have said, no, we do not want a mayor for more than two-year terms. And I think it's insulting. It's like we just keep putting it back on until somebody gets it right. And I don't think it's the people. Thank you.
Mayor, am I on?
Yeah, you on.
Mayor, Council. Kenneth Each, member of the Charter Review Board. I take an opposite point of view on that. I believe the mayor should do 2 4-year terms. Majority of the cities that we have in the state do 2 4-year terms. City of Miami, 2 4-year terms. How do you accomplish what you set out to do, and why? This is a council manager form of government. The mayor is not an executive mayor. You have 1 vote up there. You're the titular head of the city. And I think it's grossly unfair that you have to come up here and run every 2 years and then be term limited out after 4 years. I think it's absolutely preposterous. You should, the city clerk, who's a citywide election at this point in the game, he can do 2 4-year, or she can do, whoever it is, can do 2 4-year terms and then be term limited out. Why cannot the mayor do that? Look at the city of New York where you and I come from there. Before it was Giuliani did 2 4-year terms, term limited out. They like Bloomberg, they kept him in there. He's doing 3 4-year terms. Where I was working before up in Illinois in Bolingbrook, the mayor's been there over 20-something years, and we accomplished a great deal. You gain the first. I'm going to say this, and I was talking to Mayor Burns and Mayor New, Mayor Premer. You gain that institutional knowledge within the first 2 years, and the last 2 years you can act on it. I don't think it's fair. This is not an executive type of a mayor's position. It's not like the city of Miami or the county mayor's position. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, Council, doesn't the National League of Cities recommend a 4-year, 2 4-year terms on that? And I think they were against also term limits, if I'm not mistaken. I think we discussed that.
We discussed the model city charter. I have to look. I don't remember what it said. I have to look it up.
But that was my position. It has been my position since I returned from Illinois some 12 years ago. I got on the Charter Review Board. I brought this up before. Yes, we went down in flames before, and I think we should bring it back to the voters again. Listen, people's opinions change. Now look, we've seen what was unpopular back in the 90s becoming very popular, and people change their opinions nationwide in elections. This too can change. You know, we have to educate the electorate out there. Thank you very much. And when we get to the city clerk's position, I'd like to speak on that if I may. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Council and Mayor. Lucy Tondreau, 12865 West Dixie Highway. I'm also a member of the review board, and we have had lengthy discussions regarding the number of terms and the length of time that the mayor should stay in office. We believe the 2 4-year term is exactly what we need here in the city of North Miami. We do have a city that is moving, a city that needs stability. We cannot every 2 years go through elections and try to have somebody new or try to have somebody re-elected. 4 years, we believe it is the proper way to go in terms of keeping the continuity in the city. And if the mayor after 4 years does not do a good job, they can always, the residents can always change their minds. But I think 2 4-year terms is the best that we have discussed and we agree upon too. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, like I said, just to be clear, this charter provision that is being discussed does not apply to this current mayor. This current mayor will be drinking Cuba Libre real soon, either anywhere in the world or maybe at his office, at his law office, maybe at home. So it does not apply to this current mayor. We're talking about the perspective of the next person who will be the mayor for the city of North Miami. I think, you know, what this 2-year term is just create, you know, unstable government. The city employees, every 2 years, they have to go through an election. Nothing can get done. No one willing to actually, you know, take and make decision in the city. I think that's the worst thing that we can do, continue with this 2-year term. It does not apply to me. I think, you know, if we want to create stability in this great city of North Miami, we definitely have to move into that direction. City of North Miami Beach, you know, went through it. They got it done. They got the 2 4-year term, real term limit. I mean, almost every single progressive city in the country, that's what they're doing. I mean, we are an entitlement city, a city that the federal government, you know, look at when budgets are being passed. I mean, so I think, you know, it's time to move into that direction. Whether, you know, this city council wants to do it, whether the next city council wants to do it, I think, you know, this is the best way to proceed. I know it was tried before, nothing happened. I think the residents, it's ready and willing to accept a 4-year term mayor so they could create stability in this great city of North Miami. Councilman Galvin, I guess the charter board members answer your questions, so I'm not sure if you have anything else to add.
Sure, no, I'll disagree with the charter board members. I think what this will do is make the 2 council members who aren't on the mayor's ballot, their offices belittled because people will turn out when there's a mayoral election, and fewer people will turn out when there's not one. It's already hard enough to get people out to vote. By taking the mayor off, I mean, let's just say, for instance, it's districts 1 and 4. If the mayor's ballot is on the other cycle, then our ballot becomes more difficult to turn people out for. I like having that mayor there at the top of the ticket. Similarly, I also like having the mayor be responsive to the people every 2 years. You say nothing can get done in 2 years, Mr. Mayor, but I would argue you accomplished a great deal in your first 2 years.
Because I wasn't afraid of the election. You have to understand that,
right,
too.
But you accomplished, and we
yes.
want bold, fearless leaders like you to be in that position, and that's where I'd hope we'd put somebody. So, you know, you're the shining example that a strong leader can accomplish a lot within 2 years. If we look at the Constitution of the United States, it provides for a 2-year cycle for the House of Representatives and a 6-year cycle for the United States Senate. As a history teacher, I know that the reason for that was that the Founding Fathers wanted a steady and deliberate body in the U.S. Senate to take their time and not always be worried about getting reelected, but a reactivist House that knew they had to reflect the immediate pulse of the people, and there they would balance out. If we keep a slow and deliberate 4-year council and a fast pulse mayor, I think we'll have the same balance that we find in the U.S. Constitution. I'd like to just leave it the way it is.
Councilman Marcellus?
No questions on it.
Okay. Vice Mayor?
No, not at all. I'm not running for mayor, no council.
Okay.
But, Mr. Mayor, I can care less about how we choose to vote. But from what I remember, one of the reasons that the voter did not pass the last 2 times is because the current mayor was benefit from it. So I'm hoping that if I have to vote for it, it's just to give the voters a free choice to see that if they didn't vote for it, is it solely because that the current mayor was going to benefit from it, or they really don't want the 4-year term for a mayor.
No,
but
the current mayor
really
wasn't going to benefit from it.
Okay. What is it? No, this time.
No, the previous mayor.
At the time when it was before the voters, the current mayor was.
They determined that wasn't the best policy, and they didn't put it on that way.
Okay. Well,
wouldn't have gone into effect until 2013.
I mean, like I said, you know, I think it brings stability. If we're really serious about moving the city forward, I mean, the rabbi said it. I mean, it wasn't by accident that we are one of the 10 best in the country. It wasn't by accident that our museum is one of the best in the country. It wasn't by accident that the city was recognized as a playful city for young families to move into the city. It wasn't by accident that we got the Achieve. It wasn't by accident that we received 20 state, local honors and distinction from the great city of North Miami. I mean, for the great city of North Miami. So I think it's time to move forward. But, you know, as I said, it's up to this city council to actually put that question to the voters. So I make a motion to approve the term of office to the voters to determine that the mayor shall serve 4 years beginning with the year 2017.
With your amendment, right, Mayor?
Yes, 2017. Okay, I make the motion. Okay, we get no second to the motion. This item failed. Okay, question number 3.
Council candidacy requirement. The charter currently does not require a candidate for city council to show state of Florida identification. It is proposed that the charter be amended to require a candidate for city council to submit a Florida government-issued identification with proof of residency showing the candidate has continuously resided in the district for which the candidate is seeking election 1 year prior to the time of qualification. Shall the above described charter amendment be adopted?
Move the motion.
Second.
Okay, has been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Okay, basically, those of you that are running now, just in the future, if you're serious about running in the city of North Miami, you really have to live here. And
You really have to live here.
You really have to live here. So
do you know something the rest of us don't?
I don't know where you live at, Councilman Gavin.
You move too often.
So has been moved and seconded. Anyone wishes to record or no? Hearing none. Question number 3 has been passed, which is now question number 2. Question number 4 become question number 3.
Charter update. It is proposed that the charter be amended to delete outdated and unnecessary provisions, reorganize similar provisions and consolidate redundant language, and remove certain provisions from the charter to be placed in the appropriate section of the city code. Shall the above described charter amendment be adopted?
Okay, has been moved, has been seconded. Anyone wishes to record or no? Hearing none. Filling of vacancies. Question number 5, which is now become question number 4.
The filling of vacancies. The charter currently provides council vacancies are filled by general or special election or by appointment by majority of votes of the council members. It is proposed that the charter be amended to, number 1, provide that if the remaining term is 6 months or longer, the vacancy will be filled by special or regular election. And number 2, if less than 6 months, by appointment of council. Shall the above described charter amendment be adopted?
Move it.
Has been moved, seconded. Anyone wishes to record or no? Hearing none. Has been passed. Question number 6 now become questions number 5.
Recall of elected officers. The charter currently follows the same language found in the statute. It is proposed that the charter be amended to, number 1, provide that all elected officers of the city shall be subject to recall from office in accordance with the provisions of section 100.361 Florida statutes and amended, and remove duplicative and unnecessary language from this section of the charter.
Move approval.
Okay, has been moved, seconded. Anyone wishes to record or no? Hearing none. So all the questions have been answered. I guess, I mean, it looks like there's not many, there's no controversial charter amendment that I don't think the voters would reject. So we leave it on the May 14th election. So I think, the only issue could have been, whether the mayor should serve, 4 years. So I think we're done. Is there anything else that need to be amended? Changes?
No, sir.
Now, hearing none.
May
Yes.
I ask a question? For now, how do the city clerk actually verify addresses? Because I know they ask me for driver license or voter's registration. So what other ways do they verify address?
What other ways does the city clerk verify address?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's city clerk answer that question, because it is true.
Because I know that's what you guys are asking me. So you guys have.
I know. I live in the city, and you ask me for my green card. And
This is the way it works. This is all pursuant to what our current ordinance and our current charter says. The way it works, the city clerk office does not have the authority to verify anything. What we have to do, we have to rely on whatever documentations any candidate presents to us. Now, the documentations that can be presented is any one documentation of the following, and I'm going to list them. I know them by head now. It's a lease, a deed, a utility bill, a driver's license, a Florida driver license, and a voter registration card. Any one of those particular items, if they have an effective date of 1 year or more, can be used to qualify that individual for office. Now, the unfortunate thing is, the clerk office, no one really has the authority. At least no one has given us the authority to go in and investigate and see if any individual has submitted false documentation. However, the charter or the ordinance requires that whichever candidate submits any one of those 6 documentations and attest that documentation proves that they have been living in that residence for a year, if it turns out that is a lie, that candidate can be subject to perjury charges, but again, it's up to the state attorney's office to investigate and to prosecute. But all we can do is receive the documentation that is given to us, get the attestment under oath that documentation is accurate, and we just qualify the candidate. That's all the clerk can do. Because it's the council, and the mayor and the council can run the city. The mayor and council can change that whenever they want, but you guys are the ones to run the city. So I can only do what you give me the authority to do.
I was just asking you, what did we give you to do?
That was the answer, the legal answer.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Top G1.